Windows 8 is causing some consternation among developers. Here's what's on the mind of mid-market CIOs and where they're going to invest. And here's technology at work. Now you can check out your favorite bar before you even leave your home. I'm Mark Pfeffer, and this is the Dice News Update for Tuesday, June 14th, 2011. The first look at Windows 8 generated a lot of excitement from developers, but also a fair amount of concern. Why? Because the new platform's based on HTML5 and JavaScript. Ars Technica points out that Windows developers have spent a lot of time and a lot of money on the original platform. They've learned technologies like Win32, Visual Basic 6, .NET, and Silverlight, among others, and knowing that all of that's suddenly obsolete means walking away from all the expertise they've developed over the last 20 years. Also, not to mention the Visual Studio environment that's been very, very popular. Now they're relying on tools they consider very much inferior. Of course, it's still early, but people can't imagine developers won't be up in arms, and Microsoft's going to have to work pretty hard to calm them down before Windows 8 hits the mainstream. Mid-sized and small businesses make up more than 90% of the world's companies, and they employ over 90% of the world's workforce. So when it comes to IT spending, you should pay attention to their priorities. Knowing where they plan to invest can help you determine where your skills are going to be needed most, and they can help you figure out how much pay you can expect depending on demand. IBM says the first thing on the mind of mid-market CIOs right now is analytics. Over the next 3 to 5 years, about 83% of them plan to invest more money there. Next comes the cloud. CIOs are 50% more likely to spend money on cloud computing than they were 2 years ago. The reasons are obvious. They like the flexibility and cost effectiveness of cloud-based hardware and software resources. Another key area, mobile computing. Since they can't get around the spread of mobile devices, more CIOs are looking for better ways to use apps that can drive sales, drive collaboration, and drive workforce mobility. 72% plan to spend on mobile technology in the next few years. That's up 11% from 2009. Here's something that goes into the category of things I wish I'd thought of. A company called SceneTap is installing technology that lets you see how crowded a bar is and what kind of crowd's there, meaning older, young, male, or female, all before you put on your coat and head out for your brew. It's delivered via a free iPhone or Android app, which also lets you chat with the bar or other users, see the night specials, and take advantage of special offers. It works by putting cameras at the door, and they note every customer's gender and approximate age. Now, if you're like me, you're thinking cameras at the bar door? Well, the company says don't worry. The system only checks your sex and age, and it doesn't collect any personal data, and it doesn't record any video. On the other hand, if you want people to know what you're up to, you can post to Facebook or Twitter or other sites right from the app. So far, SceneTap's signed up about 50 bars in Chicago. It's starting to work on deals in places like New York, Boston, D.C., and of course college towns. It's scheduled to launch in July. I don't know whether I wish this was around before I got married or not, but I will say I hate waiting for my beer, so it sounds pretty handy to me. That's it for this week. Kat Miller's going to be back tomorrow with another edition of Dice TV, and I will be back on Tuesday. Until then, I'm Mark Pfeffer, the senior editor of Dice News, and we now return you to your regular desktop.